Good afternoon, happy stampers, and welcome to my happy stamping studio. This is Judy from judystamps.com, and I'd like to welcome my live viewers as well as those of you watching on replay. Today we're going to have some fun. We're going to be playing with our extraordinary Floral Washi tape. We're going to use this as the focal point on our card today, and we're going to use that along with the blooming phrases. I've got some matte dots here. Our ink that we're going to be using is the Lost Lagoon that does coordinate with this washi tape. And our card base is going to be Berry Burst. So I've got two pieces of basic white here. And I've got my silicone mat. Now I like to work with the silicone mat when I'm doing a technique like this with the washi tape. And you're going to notice that I have a piece of the wrap that was actually around the washi tape. I put that on the end so it's easier to find the end when I need it. So I'm just going to unroll this very carefully. Now this does have a coordinating die, which you can lay this on a piece of basic white and run it through and cut these pieces out with that die. But I wanted to show you what you could do with just the washi tape today. Well, we're going to leave that on there. Okay, so I've just laid that on the basic white. And I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to just trim that off. I love these colors, and you can make this into a winter card or a spring card or a summer card because this has got, and a whole assortment of, I'm just going to trim that off, of colors of different pinks and purples. I could have used Blackberry Bliss if or not Blackberry Bliss, Rich Razzleberry. I'm going to go put this right on there so it's ready for the next time I use it. It's also got pretty peacock, some Lost Lagoon in here. It's got some of the purples, so you could use Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this in because I want a straight edge here, and I cut some of the basic white. So I'm just going to trim it just a smidgen here. Just trimming that off so it's even. I'm going to take it to this side and put it in this way and just trim off that washi tape, just lining up that edge of the basic white there and trimming that off. Now look at that. We didn't have to stamp. It was quick. It's easy. You could do the same thing with the dies now. You could actually put your dies on here and cut it out and use multiples and arrange them like you want. But I thought, you know what? I just want to do a card with it just like this. So I'm actually going to add another layer to this card. So I'm actually going to cut this down to 3 3/4. Or actually just one line before the 3 7/8 line, because my next layer is going to be 3 7/8. So what I did is I cut that extra white. I didn't want to cut the white from here because that's where I'm going to put my sentiment. Okay, we cut it that way, so I'm going to need to cut the width also. So just going to take a look at, sorry, it's probably a spammer, and this was at 5 1/4. So I want it one line before the 4 7/8, and I'm going to trim, or no, 5 1/4, 7/8. One line before the 5 1/8, or yeah, so it's going to be just over that 5 1/8. Okay, let me grab some Lost Lagoon. I just decided now to do this. Otherwise, I would have had that ahead of time. So I'm going to grab a Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to cut this 4 by 5 1/4. So it's going to have a very small border around it. By 5 1/4. So this is going to lay on top of that. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? See how it brings out those blues and greens in here? Okay, so now we're going to take our blooming phrases, and I want to do thanks. We'll take that stamp out and place it on our block. And we are going to stamp the thanks. Now this does have some golden color in there too, and a little bit of browns. And I'm going to use the matte dots. Okay, we're going to put this on, try to get it straight. And I didn't do such a good job. It actually goes up. That's okay though. We're going to fix that. I'm going to show you how to fix that today. So we're going to go ahead and take our glue. You're going to see this is a really, really quick card to do. You could do multiples for this with this. This would make a great holiday gift, a stack of these cards in a nice holder, or even wrapped with a pretty ribbon around it. I think that would be gorgeous. Let's put that on there. And I'm going to see, I have some white. Which ribbon is this? I'm looking here. Well, it doesn't tell me on here. It's a white woven ribbon. And I just want to add a little bit of texture to my card. So we're going to open this up here. Maybe. I hate finding the ends on these. Do you guys? Okay, here we go. All I have to do is snip a little piece of it and then rip it off. Okay, I'm just going to add that right along here at the bottom at that seam. So let's look at that. This is just such a pretty woven ribbon. We're not going to tie a bow or anything. We're just going to put this on. So let's grab our two-way tape here and pull that end up. You know, I like securing my ribbons with that tear and tape because it holds it, and you can remove it on the back and it will hold, not only hold the ribbon in place, but when you take that protective coat off of it, it's going to hold it to that base also. So I'm going to put that there. Just hold it down here. Put this across. Now, if you wanted, you could even emboss this before you put this ribbon on. If you got a pretty embossing folder, you could emboss that and it would look awesome. Just like you do with your designer series paper, when you adhere it, it will add that little bit of extra. But what I do is, if you're going to make a set of cards, I would do different sentiments on the 3 cards or 4 cards, and I would put this down. I would do it in batches of 4 because you're going to cut that piece here in quarters. So you'd need 2 pieces for your base card base. Look at that. Look how the pinks come out now, and it just is so bright and pretty. Just love it. Okay, I'm going to get my bone folder. I'm going to score that right there. Okay, now for the inside of the card, I am actually going to take another piece of this. And I am just going to take a small piece. So I'm going to remove this here. So I'm not wasting anything. And I am just going to place that right along here. Now I don't have any control. I could trim that a little bit if I wanted, but I'm not too worried about it. I just want to add this right here. Oops, making sure that it's straight. Put that right down there. Okay, we're adding that little touch. And we're just going to trim that down. And this piece of basic white is 4 by 5 1/4. If you didn't catch the measurements, you can catch them on my blog at judystamps.com. I'll have that up on Wednesday, tomorrow. Put that back and it's all ready for the next time to use it. Okay, I am going to take my paper trimmer again and just trim off that edge. I don't like that edge like that. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to hide that it doesn't go all the way to the top or the bottom. So I'm going to grab, see if I have some of those half-inch pieces of Lost Lagoon that I cut off when I cut down my paper. Well, I don't have half-inch, but I have a little bit smaller, a little bit narrower. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to add a strip right along here, and you can butt it up to that if you want, and it's okay that it doesn't reach all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to take my smaller piece of paper and add some adhesive to it. So it's always fun to decorate the inside of the cards too, and go all the way to the edge there. Okay, so I'm going to hold that. I'm actually going to overlap it a little bit. And right like that. I'm just eyeballing that distance there. And we'll trim the end off, and we're going to do the same thing at the top. Now, if you wanted, you could do another piece of this on this side. I don't want to. I think that this is going to be just enough. Let's add some adhesive right along here. And having your silicone mat helps so that you don't get glue all over your surface. Once again, we're going to line this up. I'm going to do this one right along that edge this time. And just eyeball that distance at the top and press. Look at that. And so you're customizing the inside of your card too. This is going to look so pretty once we get this all on here. Grab that little piece. Oh, it's going to stick to my thumb. There we go. Okay, I'm going to move my silicone mat because it does have wet glue on it yet. We're going to put this on here. So I just wanted to show you that you don't have to have the dies. You can adorn cards just with this washi tape. It's just like having designer series paper that sticks. So you don't have to add glue to it. So take a look at some of your layouts that you use, some of your mats, and you could just put that on. But isn't that gorgeous? Now, this is a little crooked, so we're going to fix that. And having matte dots or any kind of embellishments helps with that. See, this is stuck here. I didn't cut that off. I usually cut that glue off so I can slide it in and out. So I feel that this right here, that these matte dots kind of bring out that golden color there. It's a golden brown. So we are going to add some matte dots to make this look like it was supposed to be like this. So we are going to put, we're going to put one here. I'm going to take a small one and add it up over here. And I'm going to take another small one and just add it right here. Okay, so by doing that, it looks like it was intentional. I'm going to move this one over a little bit. That one right there. So that hides the fact that that sentiment is crooked. So that's a little craft tip for you this week. And using that extraordinary floral washi tape. And then we also decorated the inside. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you go over to judystamps.com tomorrow and check out the measurements and join my newsletter because I'm doing the 12 weeks of Christmas. If you want up-to-date news on any of our specials, and I run specials on there also. So until we meet again, everybody, happy